Hey guys, it's Naja with Tangled Roots Research. This week's Tangled Tuesday topic is about when something just isn't quite right. I'm actually dealing with a situation like this now in my own personal family research. A lot of times this comes up when you have a DNA match or multiple matches that don't align with your family tree, and you're looking and trying to make their tree match your tree and their known relationships match the ones that you have confirmed, and it's just not matching up. So what do you do in this situation? Because if you've been doing genealogy research for any amount of time, and it definitely, if you've done a DNA test, you're going to run into this. So what in the world do you do to address this situation? My recommendation is to go back and confirm. Where did you get your sources from? The facts that you have listed in your tree, how confident are you in those facts? Whether it be oral family history or historical documents, there can definitely be errors that we add to our tree unintentionally. If you're using a platform like Ancestry, understand that their algorithm does suggest hints based on crowdsourcing, I'll say. If multiple people attach a record to a particular individual, Ancestry will suggest that record for you, assuming that it's the same person, when in fact it may not be. So if it's a critical document that tells you someone's parents or spouse or their children, you may end up attaching a record and starting a branch of your tree that's not accurate simply because that one record was off. It may lead you down the wrong path. So when you get these DNA matches that don't align with what you know to be true, you need to either start at the problem or start at the very beginning. If you're not very far into your research, it may not be a bad idea to start back at square one and just check every step along the way. But once you have a few hundred or a few thousand people in your tree, that would be crazy to get rid of all of that research. Look at your problem area specifically and see where it looks like the connection is not adding up. Check every record diligently. Is there another person in the same community that's around the same age that would maybe have the same name? Because remember, names are periodic and familial and local to certain communities sometimes, but definitely generational. So it's not uncommon to see people with the same name or very similar names that are in the same area around the same time. So it's not uncommon also that a record would be assigned to someone inaccurately. For example, in my family, there are multiple Alfred Blanks. Well, if there's not a date attached to that record, I really can't determine without doing a lot of digging which Alfred Blanks this record is referring to. So be mindful of that as well. Another thing you may want to consider is that the match that you're comparing your tree with, they may have inaccuracies on their end. So it may not be that your research is inaccurate, it may actually be that theirs is. We always operate off of the best that we know at that time, and we assume that others do as well, but we really can't vouch for the research processes of anyone else. So even though someone may have a very thorough tree and you're looking at yours and looking at theirs and it's just not lining up, someone may be wrong. Whether it's the documents, the other person, or even your oral family history may not be accurate. And if that oral family history is wrong, the DNA will not match up with the historical documents, and that can be really challenging. Your match may be the one thing that this person needed to make them question their tree, but not everyone is ready to do that. So be mindful of that and be considerate that everybody's level of comfort and openness with challenging the things they believe they know is not going to be the same. Everyone's not at the same place. So be considerate and mindful of one another. But whatever you do, don't stop searching. There's answers out there waiting for you. If you're working on finding them on your own, we hope that our Tangled Tuesday blogs will help you along your journey. If you decide you want someone to help you in the process, please reach out to us. Our website is tangledrootsresearch.com, and we're on Facebook and Instagram at Tangled Roots Research. Until next week, keep searching.